Make shift happen. Get ready to shift your perspective on life, people, and the world we live in. And here to help you do that are your shift chicks, Fran Holinda and Lisa A.
Hey shifters, it's Fran Holinda.
And I'm Lisa A.
And it's time to
make shift happen.
Woohoo!
There you go.
Speaking of making shift happen, we are shift chicks of mass destruction.
We totally are. Could you imagine that?
Blowing up the internet. Did you see that bridge go kablooey?
That was awesome.
That was amazing.
They said it was going to take 30 seconds. It took 1.2 seconds.
Wow. Well,
What I didn't understand
it's going to take us an hour to blow up the internet.
Yeah, we always.
We need
it always takes us an
hour. We need a
hour.
little extra time.
Last week it took us an hour and a half.
I know. We were a little chatty Cathy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have two guests joining us tonight.
Yes, we do.
So let's see.
Would you like to introduce them?
Yes, please go right ahead.
Oh,
okay.
They're facing you.
Can't see them.
I can't see them.
I know you can't
Okay,
see them.
she's already had too much wine.
Okay, so we have the very famous golfer Greg Norman
Oh yeah,
and
Greg
his
Norman.
Pinot Noir, and we have I don't know, he's kind of an unknown. I think Joel Gott.
Joel Gott.
His cab.
I thought it said John Gotti first.
His Cabernet Sauvignon.
That looks like a really nice wine.
So yes, so we have two gentlemen joining us,
And I just have my Santa Margarita Pinot Grigio.
You're like a dry white girl.
Yeah, I
I'm a
can't do the red anymore.
girl.
Only if I'm having a nice dish of pasta, I'll do the red.
I know.
But right now,
Well, we
while I'm
had our
chilling with
fake
you,
pizza.
salute, by the way.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.
And we start the show.
Absolutely.
This is
And
kinda
we're
nice
off.
because there was something very offensive to a lot of people about us drinking at like 11 o'clock in the morning.
Hey, you know what they say?
No, what did they say?
It's 5 o'clock
Oh,
somewhere.
it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Yeah, it was actually probably like Australia, right?
Yeah,
That if we were at whatever.
completely.
Anyway, so back to what we started with. So I felt very bad for a lot of the people who had all these reservations at different restaurants.
Oh
and
my
having
God,
all
I
these
know, right?
parties scheduled for the weekend to watch the bridge go kablooey.
And it didn't.
I know because of the wind.
I was getting aggravated today.
Because
They were like 10:20,
oh.
then it was 10:25, 10:29, then it was 10:35, then it was 10:40.
Oh crap.
And that was supposed to be the window, 10:40, the end.
Okay.
And I don't think it happened until like 10:48.
So I guess.
And if you blinked, you missed it.
And interestingly, like from the clips that we saw, it's like these big chunky pieces are going.
Yeah, like
It
why?
wasn't-
I thought they were going to blow up the whole entire. Like when they blow up a building
See,
and it just goes to
the
rubble.
buildings implode. They go from the inside and then they come down.
Yeah, but I thought they were going to wire like the whole bridge.
Yeah, I don't know.
They just did the concrete part that holds it up.
For me, it was kind of a bust.
I just hope
I
that
gotta be honest.
a barge comes and picks that up instead of just letting it go in the water.
Unless they're going to use it to build like reefs and stuff. You know how like they have for coral.
Yeah, the Hudson Reef. The Hudson Reef. The Hudson River is just so beautiful with
no, I
coral.
think you said it right. The Hudson Reef.
Yeah, really.
Anyway, that's
So maybe
I
you
don't
got
know,
reefer in there.
I think it was kind of. I don't know. I think there's something sad and poignant. I mean, I understand why, but I think that there's a lot of people that you'll never know. I happen to think that Tappan Zee was one of the most beautiful bridges, and I know there's a brand new one right there.
And the other part, they're like, we're not going to take down until the end of the year. Did you do that?
What did I do?
Did you do that?
What?
I didn't do that.
What? Do what?
Do that.
Do what?
Blah.
No, I didn't do anything.
The ghosts.
The ghost. There's ghosts.
Do you have
Well,
ghosts here?
we have our own little podcast cart now. This is
I
pretty
know.
cool.
This is like
We're getting
awesome.
Pretty savvy with this stuff.
This is like, who do we think we are?
The shift chicks.
This is true.
Excuse me.
I mean, this is like a total setup.
And wait, you know what? I think by law I have to play this.
You
The
certainly
following
do.
program is intended for mature audiences.
I think it's mandatory.
Absolutely.
That I let people know that they need to take their children and get them
Take your
hell
small children out of the room.
Out of the room.
Put
and
them to
certainly
bed.
Don't put us on speakerphone.
No.
You said you're having technical difficulties somewhere?
No. I just,
Because if we fire the engineer, we're screwed.
yeah, that would be you.
We have nowhere else.
Either that or cut you off from drinking wine.
No, that's
I don't
not-
hear
either-
you in my earphones.
Oh, I don't. Are you plugged in?
I hear myself in my ears. I don't hear you.
Interesting, because I can hear. Well, you're sitting across from me. You should be able to hear me. This is what happens when two chicks try to do it by themselves
And drink alcohol.
and drink. Well, please, okay. Listen, we're still on top.
Fran made some very good vegetarian pizza tonight. I mean, vegan pizza.
Courtesy of Dean's Dean's Natural Market.
And she even had hot seats to go with it. It was like a real Italian restaurant.
I think so. I might have to do that. I might have to open an Italian restaurant.
Could you imagine?
No.
When are
Not
we going to
even
do like a
slight.
cooking segment live on the radio?
Well,
on
we
podcast?
can't do it really on the podcast. We'd have to do that more on Facebook. It's more of a visual. Unless
Right,
you want to hear
no,
me
we-
cursing as I burn myself and drop things.
Yeah, because you know you have the perfect center island to do it
I
with
do.
with the microphone with Facebook
Yeah.
Live.
You know the best part?
Coming
And
soon.
you could hit your head 1,000,000 times on the pot
Uh-huh,
rack
uh-huh.
above.
Yeah,
that
I think I
works.
hit myself on the drainer.
And you're not
thing.
even that tall.
No,
You probably
I'm
hit
not.
yourself. I know it's really obnoxious, but I have
No,
nowhere to
it's
put
not.
my pots.
It's cool. I like
Makes
it.
it look like I'm cooking. Until you see the dust,
And
on
then
the,
you open the
until you
refrigerator,
notice the dust on the pan.
and
you're
everything's from Dean's
obviously-
inside the refrigerator.
Obviously, she can't possibly be using this pan because there's dust on it every single day. Are you hearing me now? Though? Is
Oh,
it
I'm
better?
hearing you loud and clear.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
You fixed it.
Yeah, okay. I think you fixed your own earbud. So anyway, Bud, my bud, this has been an interesting week. I am.
That's a big ass glass of red wine. Just to let you know, I just had to say that.
Well, it's a red glass, so it has to breathe.
I don't know. I
So
think it's
it's
a
like-
little
it's more-
bigger.
It's like a.
It's like a mini hot
It's
tub.
a bowl. It's a bowl.
It's
of
a
red
mini
wine.
hot tub.
Yes. Well, listen, I can't get up. I can't get up in the middle of the show unless the dog has to pee, and then of course I have to get up, like the last time.
Yes.
But barring any of those emergencies, I have to be able to have enough wine in my glass that I don't have to fill it.
This is very true.
There's a method to my madness.
But yet there's 2 bottles of wine right next to you.
Well, one is empty.
Is it really?
Yes.
So you already did the whole bottle
Greg
before
is
the
gone. Greg has left the building.
show. Greg's out of the game.
He's left the building.
He's out of the game.
Greg's a hole in one. He's done.
Yep, he's
over.
done.
It's gonna
Bring on
bring on Joel.
Gotti.
Gotti. You're so funny.
Whatever his name is over
It's
there.
you and that Italian thing.
Got.
The Italian thing. Let's talk.
Oh, woke up this morning, got myself a gun.
That whole blue moon thing. I found it very interesting. First of all, I cannot believe how fast time is
know,
flying. Like
right?
20 years.
It's like
So
seems impossible.
we had HBO, and HBO is a pay
Mm-hmm.
service, and so a lot of times you have to pick and choose your cable bill, which has gone through the roof, by the way. And I no
Forget it.
longer actually have HBO. And a very, very good friend of Randy and his wife used to live in West Long Branch, and they did not have HBO.
Oh, okay.
So Jim would come over every Sunday night.
Are you kidding?
Oh no!
Yeah,
and we
there were soprano
would,
parties.
And we had Italian night, and when I tell you, I cooked. Believe it or
You
not,
cooked? Okay.
I cooked Sunday gravy. We had chicken parm. I mean, you name it, and we had a ball. And we would have this like a Sopranos party.
Did you scratch
almost
yourself
every
and burp
week.
and everything?
No, I would slice the garlic just like he did him, with the little tiny
with the razor.
With the razor. I mean, it was just. The show itself was amazing and unbelievable, but you know how I'm all about experiences and stuff, and I remember mostly how it brought us together.
It did. It was a fun night.
We had a lot of fun. A lot of people had a lot.
There were soprano parties. There was
That's
like
what I'm
everything.
saying.
Yeah.
But we had one almost like every week.
It was like a
we
little
called
Super
it
Bowl every
Soprano
Sunday night. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then there was another show. I forget what it was. The one with he died. Bill Paxton was in it. It was there was another. It followed after a while, and we started watching that as well. But 20 years. How many seasons was it? The Sopranos, 5, 7.
I think it was about 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unbelievable ending.
Mm-hmm.
One of those shows that people had. There was controversy at the time,
Absolutely.
but it
From
was
our own people.
from our own from our own.
From our own.
No, but I mean, when you really think about it, it was, and people who have been interviewed have said it. Tony Soprano, he was a gangster, but yet somehow you liked him, even
You
though he
loved
killed
him.
people, he beat people up.
And it was also a little,
the head in the bowling bag.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
like, there was some violent, but yet
it was a little tongue in cheek too. There was a lot of funny parts.
I
in
mean,
it.
the best was when he would go down the driveway to get his newspaper
Yeah,
in his
bathrobe.
bathrobe. I mean, like he was a big slob in
with
a
his
way.
guinea tea on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He was like, and then Carmela, like she was a.
She stood up to him though. She had a smart mouth for him. I liked it.
She was the original housewife.
She was.
Really was, and everything about the show is wonderful. And to hear the cast members speak of James Gandolfini.
Well, he was a wonderful man. He really was.
They were saying that they really haven't been together
No.
the way they were together for this.
Well, because they all do different things now. They're all over the place.
Well, Edie Falco, she was
She's made a lot of series. Yeah.
She was on a few other things. She's unbelievable.
What was that name of that show again?
Nurse Jackie.
Nurse Jackie, right?
Nurse Jackie. And
She was a drug addict.
Was she? I
Yeah.
never watched it.
Yeah,
And she had
would,
really short hair.
yeah, she would take them all the pills and medicine.
Oh, good
from
for
her.
her.
Yeah, right.
Very similar to our buddy.
Can you pass me that pill bowl?
Very similar to our buddy Dirty Joe.
Oh God, yes.
I don't even know what to say.
You know what? I really, really liked the first. It was 8 episodes, right? The first 7 episodes. Could not wait for the finale and could not be more disappointed.
Well, I'm sorry that the story.
It's a
ended
true
the way the
story. I know.
ended.
I know, but maybe they shouldn't have done it so quickly. Like it was almost like having, and it happened too fast. Yeah, so,
A little anticlimactic. Is that what
yes,
you're
I mean,
trying to
like
say? I'm
once
sorry,
that
so
happened,
basically, what you're telling me is this never happened to you before.
I'm not saying that. However, it just happened
You
too
weren't
fast.
ready.
Like, yeah, well, I knew it was going to happen. I knew something was going to happen.
So the show was an hour long, and I think it happened within the first 20 minutes of the show. So
I
you
think the first
expected it to be-
15,
but
yeah.
That's because you're used to watching BS regular television that
That drags everything
something
out.
to like
But
the
I think
very
they should
end.
have stretched out a little bit more because once that happened, then we just really knew that nothing else was going to really happen.
Well, that really was the climax of it, and then of course the decision to let him go or whatever. And you know what? If somebody's listening now and they haven't watched it, that's too bad for you because
Yeah,
I'm not
really.
worried about
You
spoilers.
snooze, you
I think
lose.
Between the podcast,
It's a true story anyway.
right,
So
between the podcast, 8 episodes of a television show, and then last night, I don't know if you
Oxygen,
had a chance
yeah.
to see the Oxygen documentary.
I watched it for like a half hour and turned it off. It
Okay,
was
so
horrible.
I watched it. Well, again, sometimes fiction is a little stranger, right?
yeah.
But here's the thing. A lot of people were extremely judgmental of Deborah Newell because we're like, hello, idiot, how did you
I know.
not see these red flags? And, you know, we had briefly touched upon this need that people have, not just women, that may be very successful in all areas of their life, and they just want to be loved.
Apparently,
And this guy,
by anybody.
But what was interesting about the documentary that the show really could not explore because they were only speaking about her story.
right.
This was a very evil man. Everyone who was interviewed, he had a hit out on a cop. He had hits out on people.
But you know,
he was a bad man. People who investigated this case were happy that he was dead.
Yes.
It was like the only way to escape him
his sister
was death.
was like, pull the plug. I'm out of here.
Well, it took a little bit longer than that in real
No,
life.
yeah, in real
they
life,
say.
yeah.
But the point is that everybody feared him. Like if he came into your life, you looked over your shoulder forever.
Yeah, it was
I
frightening.
mean,
He was
listen,
frightening.
You've had relationships. I've had relationships that have gone bad, but thank
Not
God
like that.
I
Oh,
have
my
never
God.
had anything like that. I can't even imagine living in fear like
I would have had him killed long before he did
Well, I was
anything
going
to
to
me.
say, some of us have.
Seriously,
have
he would have
gone-
been long
you got
dead.
A guy.
I got a guy.
You got a guy.
If you need a guy, let
But
me know.
seriously, though, like think about it. I mean, his own children, they were never afraid of him in terms of hurting them, but they were always afraid that he was going to take them
Yeah.
to hurt their mother.
They had fear, yeah.
His wife of 10 years, this woman. See, this is the part that made the documentary interesting, where these women that he touched, this woman he met in Mexico that found the drugs,
Right.
and like he was like sending her postcards with threatening messages. He left voicemails. Enjoy the rest of your time on Earth.
I know.
I mean,
You'll end up in your kid will end up in the ocean.
something
You'll-
you're going to be in the garbage.
go
or
ahead,
something.
hit me. You'll never get up again.
I
was
mean,
like,
this was
anybody ever said that to me, I'd be like, oh, something's
Yeah,
getting
challenge-
cut off tonight,
challenge
dude.
accepted.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just and then you come to find out that actually there was a lot more to the story, that she wasn't, once her eyes were opened, Deborah really did the right thing, and she enlisted the help of lawyers and psychologists.
Right, because if she just ran, he would have ran after and killed her.
and he would have taken
Yeah.
everything that she had, and there was that Brazilian woman that $37 million dollars she was going to transfer to him, and then he
Unbelievable.
threatened her. She was sleeping with a knife. You don't play with a Brazilian woman. Like that.
No,
She'll cut
they will cut you.
from head to toe.
Seriously.
But I mean, just the things that he did, and so much of it had to do, I think, with his upbringing. I mean, I'm not saying that he wasn't predisposed to some kind of mental illness or whatever, but you know, his dad had him eat glass. I
Well,
mean, the things that happened in his
I was
life.
just going to say that you have. I mean, believe me, I'm not saying cut the guy some slack, but
Oh,
if
no.
you were raised like that, okay, and he literally trained him
Yeah.
to be an evil bad
Yeah.
person, and I mean to actually make your son throw himself in front of a car to get hit to get money, eat glass,
Eat glass
and make his
him-
mouth was pouring blood.
and then say things to him that, when someone comes after you, you go after the family.
Right.
So that was the clue in the show that he was going after one of the daughters.
Yes.
And I think he picked the daughter that he thought was the weak link.
Yeah, little did
Turns
he know.
out that she's like a Walking Dead fan.
Yeah.
And stabbed and the eye stab, which is your
Come
favorite. I
on,
know.
please. When he did that, I thought
was
I was
the
going
fatal blow. That
I
was
almost
the one that penetrated.
flew off the couch when he did that.
And then the thought that there was even a chance that she could be prosecuted
It was ridiculous.
was ridiculous. Not only, first of all they had to do was look in his car because you saw all the stuff that he had.
Right.
I mean, it was very obvious he was out to
It was
kill.
prepared. It was premeditated,
And
yeah.
he even like clicked the thing in the trunk
So you
she
can't
couldn't
open it.
I mean, the whole thing. But it's over and it's done. And I don't know how I feel about her as a person. I feel like Connie Britton was cast perfectly.
Oh, absolutely.
'Cause
I
she's
think
got
he
that
was
very
too.
calm demeanor.
I think he
right?
was too. He reminds me of him.
Yeah.
I don't like that man. I mean, I'm finding out more and more people. I'm like, Eric Bana's in it, and they're like, you don't know Eric Bana? I'm like, no, I don't. He's
I
like,
don't know what he
apparently I told you he was in Troy.
Yeah.
He was in a lot of things.
He's been around a long time.
Yeah, that's what I never saw him before.
No, he was definitely very, very well cast in the movie. But you're a single lady. Does it?
I'm a
change-
single lady.
All the single ladies. Does it change your thought process about dating?
No, because I'm not that vulnerable or stupid of a woman. And I'm not saying that she was stupid, but I'm not that desperate. Okay. First of all, I would never do any kind of online dating. I think that's the most obnoxious thing in the world. Sorry if anybody's out there that does it.
It's been successful for people.
Yeah.
I had my own little run-in with somebody who
really?
wasn't so honest, and I met them in person. Not only did I meet them in person,
Yeah, but did you meet them online?
No, no.
That's what I'm
This
saying.
was 20 years ago, and this is
Oh, there was
this
no
is
online,
before,
yeah.
Randy, there was
Okay.
no online. My friend Debbie is my witness to it. We met this guy who was a friend of friends. Friends knew him. We all hung out together for a long time. I mean, people knew him for years, and he conned everybody.
That's horrible.
But he wasn't a violent person, so that was the
Yeah, well, that's a
and
good thing.
It just makes you wonder. You and I mean, I don't know how you feel if you even have to tell a fib at some point, or I'm uncomfortable with certain things, but I don't know how somebody could be a liar, ask you to marry them. Let's just say at some point in time, we're going to find some stuff out. So let's say you tell somebody that you're a very wealthy person and you have all this money, whatever. Now you're going to get married. Aren't you going to find out at some point that
But they're such sociopaths that they don't believe it.
I don't
They don't.
understand.
It's a completely different.
Is there somebody else here?
I
Did
told you,
hear-
it's the
heard
ghost.
that,
Yes.
right?
What was that?
Is it the podcast? Is it our podcast ghost guest?
Maybe it's our podcast angel.
Ooh,
That'd be interesting.
well, the dog didn't really move, so I guess there's somebody here.
Which
But
dog?
it's cats that see dead people. So if the cat starts coming down, then we got a
No,
problem.
my dog saw dead people too. My dog saw dead people for sure. Not my dog, my family dog. When I was younger. I have a dog now.
I know you don't, but you can have one
I know.
for
I made-
for the low price of $389, which is what it cost me today at the vet.
Oh my
So,
God.
3 dogs, 3 vet visits, and 3 dogs scheduled.
And you need 3
wait,
lobotomies.
And 3 dogs scheduled for dental cleanings.
Nuts. You're nuts. Because I want to ask you this question.
Yes.
20,
Milk
year-
bones
20
don't work
30
now.
years ago, I don't remember all the stuff being done to.
Because we didn't.
I was telling a friend of mine that that little powder puff under the table here, that little inch-high private eye, whose legs are no more than 2-3 inches long, if that, has bad knees.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
It's a crock of shit. I don't believe it. I don't believe these
They
veterinarians.
pop. Oh,
They
no,
pop?
They pop out. They
What-
pop in and out.
Did you have pets when you were younger?
Always.
Did you ever hear of
No,
all
but
this?
you've heard of German shepherds and the big dogs that have hip dysplasia. You've heard that certain breeds.
No,
are
I really
prone to
didn't. My
certain
father
things.
had like 20 German shepherds where he kept the garbage trucks, like the
Oh, more
Sopranos.
like a guard dog
Yes.
situation.
Yeah, and they were like they all just were all
Just dogs.
yeah, and
I know.
like nobody took them. I don't remember them going to the vet or
Oh, I'm sure he
eating
did, but-
special food.
Well, no, I know.
You know-
I know. Listen, please.
Delish
will
by
not
or
to
with
this
Nutrish
day-
by Rachel Ray,
Which
and
none of my dogs like, by the way.
well, if you, I can't stand her.
You don't
Sorry,
like her?
Rachel. No,
How do you decide? What is it that you don't like?
it's first of all she cuts everybody off when they're trying to cook on her show. She doesn't let anybody talk. That's number 1. Number 2, she cooks disgusting. And number 3, I hate orange.
It looks like dog. Orange.
Orange is my
That's her color?
all her pots and everything.
Oh.
She's like Mario Batali with the orange.
Oh, who's him? He's gone. He's long gone. He took his Crocs.
He's
and
supposed to be. There's a couple
he
of
come
guys
back?
getting exonerated, you know.
You know, we're going to come back to this at some point in
Yeah.
time because all of these people. Okay, I'm going to stop myself in mid sentence as I do most of the time. You never have to interrupt me because I interrupt myself. This R. Kelly thing.
Oh, I know.
Have you been watching it?
It's out of control.
Have you watched it?
A little bit.
What a deviant.
We knew this years ago.
Well, this is the thing
they're
I want to say.
they're making it come out like it's something new. You have an orange pot. Sorry about that. I mean to insult you.
Where?
In your dish drain.
I can't look. I don't even know what I have. No, it's red. It's red. I don't have
That
orange.
is so orange.
No, it's red.
You're colorblind. Go ahead.
It's red. Take your sunglasses off. It's red.
That's orange.
No, it's red.
It matches the little orange plastic container you have right next to it.
We'll talk about this after the show.
Anything else you'd like to know about Fran's home?
About my kitchen.
Our
Please,
studio
I
is
do not
magnificent.
have dishes in my dish drain. My house is pristine.
Listen, the one thing about this studio is,
it's
we
roving.
have multiple.
It's rolling.
We have that too, but we have multiple setups.
So listen, I have a new.
We could do a soap opera in
I
here.
have a new phrase. I think we need to coin, and we think we need to do register trademark. The podcastabilities are endless.
I like it.
I think we should name that our new company.
Let me get the lawyer on the phone
Write
right
this
now.
down. Write this down. We're coming to you. We are a rolling, roving podcast.
We are, and if you would like to have a podcast,
We're coming.
we're coming
for
we're
you.
coming.
Because Lisa's got a guy, so you better.
I got a
say
guy,
yes.
so yeah.
You better say yes when she
Exactly.
calls you. No, but seriously, we can.
Yeah.
We want to bring this to everybody. This is the coolest thing ever. This is the best way to
Mm-hmm.
advertise your business, to just talk about yourself. Because you know what, commercials are. Who cares about commercials anymore?
We don't.
But when somebody can sit down and interview, if it's a restaurant, let's say,
Mhm.
your chef, your servers, the owners, anybody and everybody.
And
who
show
wants-
your place. It
and
might
show
have a
your
beautiful
place and wants
place.
to talk about your place and really talk about the process. Because, I'm actually, and you are too, but I've always been about the story. I want, most people just don't wake up and open a successful
No.
restaurant. There's a journey. And we've interviewed many chefs.
Well, we love the backstory.
But
The
we've-
backstory is
how
more
many chefs
interesting.
have we interviewed? Who was
Oh my God, there's
we
several.
loved him from Vandal.
Yes.
And now he has left, and he has
He's opening
another
up a new
place. So
restaurant.
that's what I'm saying. Like, the world is very dynamic, and people need to keep talking about what's going on. Everybody loves to hear everybody's story. It can be motivating for a lot of people to know that somebody else has done it. Maybe you can too. So, Lisa, give out if you don't mind, and you want to give out your phone number there.
Yeah, listen, if you want to do a podcast, we will come to you.
Mm-hmm.
You're more than welcome to come here. However, we will come to you.
You need to love 3 little yappy dogs and a cat.
Yes,
Can't be allergic
and
to cats.
in the kitchen there might be a cooking show going on. In the back room there's a soap opera going on. We have multiple sets in here, so whatever you need, we also have that.
You could at any given moment you could have AJ Perry working on
Exactly.
the furnace because
You never know.
We have a fireplace, a gas fireplace. We could flip on the fireplace. We could watch shows,
TVs,
TV
multiple
together.
TVs.
We could do
An
laundry.
office. We have an office
If you
here.
want to do laundry during your podcast, we'll let you do
The
laundry.
basement's awesome here.
I mean,
It really
come on.
is. Yeah.
There's with the podcast abilities are
Podcast
endless.
abilities
I
are
like
endless.
that, huh?
Yeah, so if you would like to meet us and come out and do a podcast, you could reach us at 908-902-6868 and we'll be more than happy to serve you.
And if you're lucky, we'll bring a few gentlemen with us.
Yes.
Or at least somebody better have something.
Or you better have it at your house.
Something at your
Yes.
house. No, but how do you like that? That was a truly on the fly.
That was good.
I like that. I like
I
that.
already
Next time we have to get some music to go behind it. But I kind of like the way that evolved.
got the attorney on speed dial.
Yeah, we got to get the little R for that. I think
Absolutely.
I think that's something that needs to be.
But now that you just told the whole world,
Whatever. I would love for the whole world to copy this.
somebody in China just wrote it down.
somebody's going, oh, and they will be there in only 10 minutes.
You've been here for an hour. Go home.
10-minute podcast. Actually, we saw something about that.
Yeah, you know what? And I can't wrap my head around that.
Let me
I'm
just say
sorry.
something to you. I love you with all my heart. I do. But when you start texting me, I have no idea what the hell you're trying to say to me.
So, don't feel bad. People can't even understand when I'm talking to them.
So what were you trying to say? That you don't like the 10-minute podcast idea?
No, how could you? Listen, if you think I'm going to go through all the trouble of firing up my computer or hopefully the app on the phone,
That's the next thing.
which wouldn't be a problem, for me to listen to you talk for 10 minutes, what the hell are you going to tell me so important in 10 minutes? No. I would never listen to a podcast for 10 minutes.
Okay.
Whoever wrote that article's an ass,
Okay.
and I'm here to say it.
Well, you just
And if you'd like to rebuttal, you can email Fran Holinda.
yeah, you can email the show at makeshifthappenShow@gmail.com. Thanks for throwing me.
Give us any kind of feedback. Just give us something.
So sad news. What we have sad news.
Well, yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people
Because, well, she hits home when we were kids.
I think
whatever.
a lot of people listening to our show probably don't know who she is.
Probably not.
We
We barely do.
I mean, it's true. No, we barely. You're right.
Yeah.
But she was just a big name, Carol Channing, 97 years old.
Getting ready to be 98 in 3
But
weeks.
she seemed like she was pretty
Yeah.
good. There's no point in living that long if you have absolutely
No quality of life.
quality of
Yeah,
life.
exactly.
You know, if somebody's wiping your tush and you don't know who anybody is in the room, and I don't think that you really still want to be here.
She was the first person who, like me, would want to, she would bring her own food to restaurants because she had particular things that she could and could not eat. Do you remember that big bag she used to carry?
Yeah, that was food.
Yeah,
So
that
what
was-
did she go to a restaurant for then?
Well, like let's say she went to a restaurant and she wanted butter. She would bring
her own butter.
like vegan butter. Like
Oh.
I would, let's say I wanted butter.
Okay.
I'd bring, because I don't do dairy, so I bring vegan butter. She would have some special kind of milks or whatever.
Interesting.
Not almond milk back then, but
Yeah,
it was some kind of special kind of milk she used to
They
bring.
didn't know how to milk an almond yet.
Unless she just had the whole bag loaded with booze and she was just getting
I'm
over
going
on
to say
all of
booze
us.
and pills, but I'm not going to say it. In this day
Hey,
and
listen,
age,
she lived to 97, so you never know.
whatever
never
she
know.
had in that bag, I want some.
It's working.
Because
It
obviously
worked.
worked for her.
Yeah.
But you know what? So one of my first recollections, and I think what most people would think about her is Hello Dolly. She was,
Right.
I think, the original, right?
I believe so.
And my Nana, she took me to see her.
Oh, you saw her?
And- yeah, I did, and it was amazing. I mean, at the time, you're just mesmerized, especially the younger you are. You're just mesmerized.
Yeah, of course.
My Nana was very cool. Like she was working in Newark when Newark was the place to be.
Oh, it was a hot spot back then.
When there was Gimbals and
Bambergers.
Bambergers and all of
Yep.
those amazing stores. Like that was
That
the
was
hot
like
spot.
our little New York
And
City.
she had her high heels, and
Oh, yeah.
even to the day she died, she was in like. Then she went to her tracksuits and her sneakers, and
Mm-hmm.
I loved her with all my heart. And she introduced us. She introduced my brother and I to a lot of things in our life. Her name was Sarah, and she had an amazing sweet tooth, so we called her Sarah Lee after
That's funny.
after the cake.
It's so funny because my Nana did too. She
Yeah.
was a major sweet eater.
But she was also the Nana that when you went to a restaurant or diner, she was the one that took the jelly, put it in her pocketbook. Of
course.
But we just had wonderful times, and she took me to the Paper Mill Playhouse, and she took into
Now,
into
this was
New
on your
York.
mom's side or your dad's side?
My mom's side.
Okay.
And I don't know, she was just a great person.
The maternal grandparents are,
Maternal,
what did I say?
paternal.
I
She
did?
was my mother's side.
Oh, I thought I said maternal.
I could play it back.
I bet you I said, listen, I walk out of bed this
Pot
morning.
is red.
When I woke up this morning, I was,
I never
Sidebar.
heard that.
I always say that. I can't believe you've never heard me say that before.
WALK.
Well,
you
that's what
walk
people,
up-
that's what people say I'm saying,
Okay.
but I think I'm saying I woke up.
I hear woke.
Well, you're the only one that does in my
I
life.
didn't hear you until you called it to my attention. I
Yeah.
didn't even.
I'm surprised you didn't catch on to that.
I am not a good. It depends. Are you? Do you jump? Like seriously? Like do you jump out of bed? Like you get up and you're out and you're gung ho or no?
I'm not a lounger. I don't like to lounge.
Are you a putterer?
Like when the lights up, I'm up
and when lights are out, you're down.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you fall asleep like
instantly.
really?
Mm-hmm.
Hate people like you.
Instantly.
Really?
Yeah. I love it.
That's very suspicious to me. Even
And
when
I've been
there's
like that
things
since a
on your mind.
kid. What do I have in my mind?
Even more suspicious.
I have a clear head. You know that.
I'm not thinking. You don't worry. Like you.
Worry about what? What's worry going to do for you? Except
Wow.
stress you out and make you old.
Interesting. Huh.
What's to worry about?
Well, you don't have to because I worry enough for the two of us.
Okay.
No, seriously. That is.
Don't
that-
worry.
Be happy, please.
Well,
Please,
no.
I know that it's not one of your favorite songs.
No, it's one of my least favorite songs.
So, I have to mention this also because these are moments in my life, and I'm sure many other people that are milestones. Today is 10 years. So 20 years for The Sopranos was last week, right?
Yes.
Yeah. 10 years today. Miracle on the Hudson.
I know.
Do you remember where you were?
I do.
Where
I was in Orlando.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
at Disney.
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
You talk. I'm pouring.
Oh, you're pouring.
Yes.
Okay.
Keep talking.
I do remember that happened. I think I catch everything live.
I'm about to go to Space Mountain right now.
I caught. You named something that happened, and I was watching it live. I saw Reagan get shot. I saw the spaceship blow up. I saw the Twin Towers live.
Do you remember?
I was watching TV when Diana that broke in with that.
Yep.
I mean, you seriously. I was watching every single thing that happened back.
Well, I think when the space shuttle was a space
that was
shuttle,
awful.
right?
I for a minute I really didn't know what was happening.
We were all watching because it was a big. Now when things are launched, people don't even pay attention. But it used to be a big deal. Schools would stop. You had the black and white television for a little while, then they had color.
Well, we don't really have that big program anymore.
Well, we just don't. It just doesn't. But I'm just saying. I think people just take it for granted. Oh, the space shuttle, or oh, the space station, or whatever's happening. We don't pay as much attention. But that was horrible. Do you remember when? It was the Edward Murrow building? What was the name of the building with Timothy McVeigh?
Oh, in Oklahoma City.
Is it Edward?
I don't know the name of the building.
Isn't there a name? There was a name to the building. That was the first real terrorist attack on. It was a homegrown terrorist, and that was really one of the first things that really happened. That preceded everything. I will never forget that. That was
awful.
It with the daycare pictures of the kids. When when you think of these things and you remember these images, the fireman taking the baby.
It's horrible.
In his arms. Those things stick in your mind. But the particulars with the miracle on the Hudson was everyone standing on the wings.
What a picture burned in your mind forever.
But a beautiful picture.
Yeah.
A wonderful
Finally,
picture.
a nice picture.
Everybody came, everybody helped, and within minutes, really,
they were saved.
Everybody was saved. And then the movie came out.
Right.
And you learned a little bit more.
I never saw it.
I don't know. Are you a Tom Hanks fan? Because I am.
No.
Of course not, because are we like yin and yang or what? Do we? Sometimes I think we
Listen,
like
I used to like him.
Until what?
Until he opened his mouth about politics. And
he did? I don't even know.
Yes.
I really don't. I don't pay. What does he say?
I love Green Mile. I love Forrest Gump. I love some of the movies he was in,
The thing about Tom Hanks that I found is that he literally becomes the characters. Very few actors. I mean, people can play someone, but he becomes the person. He was Forrest Gump.
Absolutely.
You believed when he was doing his shrimp toast and shrimp scampi, but you believed every moment of it. And I actually was in college. I was taking a communications class, and we had to do like a movie or something, and Forrest Gump was my movie on VHS.
Oh, jeez.
And I would have to stop and analyze this entire movie. There was a point in time that I knew every single line from that movie. But anyway, I think he's a fabulous actor. And
he is a good actor.
There was one movie that I didn't
probably with the friggin' when he got stranded on the island.
No, was it The Circle or the one where the company was like all encompassing and like knew everything? That was the only role. He was like the CEO of this company. It's the only movie I can honestly say.
Did you like him stuck on the island with the volleyball?
Wilson.
Oh my God, that was the most annoying
that movie.
Are you kidding me?
I absolutely love that movie. It's about survival. It's about
friggin' anxiety. It was about.
No, Lisa.
Oh no, I didn't like it.
Lisa.
And Big. That was a stupid. Oh, I know my favorite Tom Hanks movie is. I just remembered it. It was just on yesterday.
Woody?
No, The Money Pit.
I don't.
That was the best.
Oh,
don't tell me you didn't see.
No, that's an old movie. That's old.
Did you ever?
I never saw the entire movie. Believe it or not.
Oh my God, you have to watch that.
Funny,
movie.
right?
It's hysterical.
Yeah, it is funny. Well, Big is cute, but he did Apollo 13.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
That's
not a movie I'd go see.
Well, it was. Well, we know what happened.
Yeah.
Because it's a factual movie. But he played Sully. Was it Chesley? Sully?
Yeah, something like that.
And what you find out, and I understand why to some extent, because you have I don't know how much is an airplane, $1 billion, whatever.
Easily.
In the Hudson River.
Yeah.
You would think that everyone would be beyond grateful that all the lives that were saved, crew members as well. But instead, somebody was trying to place blame. And in the end, he and his co-pilot and engineer were exonerated. But still, the whole thing just annoys you. Like, are you kidding me? You should be celebrating what this man did, not trying to like take his wings away.
Take his wings away.
Don't
I
cook
can
us in-
fly.
So that's 10 years. I mean, it just,
I know all this week. And well, speaking of anniversaries, I was on Facebook 10 years yesterday.
happy
I
anniversary,
know.
Lisa.
No, happy friendiversary.
Oh, friend. Well, we weren't friends for 10 years on Facebook.
No, but that's what they gave me. They gave me balloons and happy friendiversary.
So nice of them. Did they send you
I
a
can't
gift?
believe I've been paying that bastard for 10
I
years,
don't think
giving him my business.
you pay in more ways than one
Mm-hmm.
on social media.
Yeah, you sure do.
But the best anniversary of all, well, it's not really an anniversary, but the biggest event of the day is This Is Us.
Yes, it's back.
It's back. That's why
It's
we have to blow up the internet and then go right back.
That's right. She's got an awesome movie coming out.
Mandy Moore?
No, Chrissy.
Who?
Chrissy
Chrissy who?
Metz.
She does?
Yeah, true story about the little boy who they basically declare him dead. Well, he's dead. He dies, I think.
What's it called?
I don't know. I said it.
How did I miss that?
Oh, it's a true story.
Wow.
She believes so strongly in God and Jesus Christ. She talks to God, and he comes back to life.
Is it a Stephen King movie?
No, it's a really
It's like a true story?
Yeah.
Is it? Well, no, because that movie was already made. I was going to say, is that about the little boy that went to heaven and then talks about his experience?
No.
But that movie was already made.
That was with Greg Kinnear.
Huh.
Um,
Do you like him?
you know what? I actually
just
do
gotta
like Greg
check.
Kinnear. I actually do like him. I liked him when he was on what do you call it?
Talk Soup?
Yeah, I liked him on that.
What I find amazing, and I know you're not.
I-
a big
I-
Steve
listen,
Carell
if
fan,
somebody-
we
if
talked
s-
about this,
if
but I
somebody-
find it interesting how these people who are so comically talented can really become very poignant, serious
Mhm.
actors. And
Oh, yeah.
we all sit there and we're like, wow, this is like
Very true.
right? Think about that. I wouldn't necessarily think that. I think Chrissy Metz is fabulous. That my favorite episode of This Is Us with her specifically is when she was at the place where she was trying to lose weight and she was in the drumming class,
Oh yeah. Mhm.
and they're drumming with those sticks. And I took one of those classes once. It's very therapeutic because there's something about pounding, just like boxing or whatever.
Oh,
just
sure.
like, like physically releasing your energy somehow by punching or touching or whatever. And she lets out this primal scream that comes from
Really?
her toes.
I don't
of
think I
just-
saw that one.
Oh, it's so powerful. It's so so many people carry so much stuff. Like in her case for the show, and I guess real life to some extent, but I don't really delve into that stuff.
Right.
So much of her weight issues revolve around her unhappiness and things
Right.
that or whatever. And which the only thing I would say about that for the show, and I'm not saying that everything just changes because your life is perfect, but in the show now her life is so much better and she's so happy
Mhm.
and she's come. You would kind of think that maybe some of the things that she wants to change, she would be able to change.
But she doesn't.
Right, but I'm not saying
Yeah.
like the weight should just like fall off of her.
No,
But like
but-
if part of the reason is because but look at Oprah. Look at how many battles Oprah's had up and down, up and
Several.
down, up and down. And the woman can afford anybody to cook for her, do anything for her. She's
No, now she owns
she's a piece of
WW.
weight- yeah, WW. And she's talked about her demons. She's aired her demons to the entire world.
Did you see her and Gail's new thing coming out?
That looks hysterical. The two of them talking.
I love
about-
when they're together. When they did their road trip, I just love that.
I think what's interesting too is this is a woman who I think Oprah's quoted probably as much as any, maybe
Yeah.
as much as even Maya Angelou when it comes
She
to
is.
the memes and all of the things, and yet she's so human with her own problems. Like she says and I'm not saying she's a hypocrite because she's not, but I'm
No.
just saying like people give advice and and everybody thinks she's this guru of everything, but like
She's just like you and I.
She's you and I, and she's got her problems. So I'm not so sure why we all think that when Oprah speaks, we should listen. We've elevated her to this ridiculous status that I don't know. I actually have more respect for Ellen DeGeneres. I think I have a girl crush.
I think so.
I just think she's amazing. Her show is on in my office every day. And I know she has sponsors, and I know that they foot the bill, and I understand that. But she brings so much joy to this world,
Mm-hmm.
and we are sadly missing that.
We sure are.
No, we really are.
But Oprah used to do a lot of good things in her show.
Well, she started it. She's the one with the the giveaways and all of that kind of stuff. But yeah, so back to Gail and Oprah. Go ahead. They were
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. I want to see that.
Well,
I mean, I saw some clips of it already, and they get funny. They get really funny. Those two are. Did you see their road trip together?
No.
Oh my God!
What did they do?
They just took a really long car ride trip, and then they had like in the back the little camper. And it's like funny, like they wake up and they're,
They camped?
Well, they pulled in the back of the car. One of the things you sleep in.
Yeah.
You saw them in the morning in their pajamas, and then Oprah, was sleeping in the back part of it, and her hair was
with the camera crew, by the way.
Well,
somebody was filming.
They let them in the morning, but in the car they had a camera up on the visor. There was no camera crew in the car.
This is good.
I can tell you're probably licking inside the glass. It's that good, huh?
This is the first time I've had it.
Oh, you're going for the bottle again? You still have one more. She's like, well, this is good. She picks up the bottle.
Well, the other one was empty. What am I supposed to do?
Well, a name like Gotti, how can you not like it? No, actually, if you want this fine wine, it is Joel Gott.
G-O-T-T.
Yes.
I have had many of his Sauvignon Blancs over the last several years.
And it's good.
And this is the Cabernet, and it's amazing.
So better than Alice White.
Yes.
Okay. But you still like Alice White.
Yes. Are you bringing it to me? I love it.
Okay, there you go. You have a big, big bottle in the other room.
Well, here, see, Joel is California.
Oh.
Alice is Australia.
Australian wine. Fabulous. Yes.
Listen, what can I say? We should do a road trip. Can you imagine us on a road trip? I actually wonder how that would go, because we really are very different. I'm not so sure how that would go. You're very easygoing. Let me just say it that way. You are really very easy, though I have never lived with you, and we've never
still
actually
very easygoing.
Slept together.
No. And let's keep it that way.
No, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
And I don't know. I'm not difficult. I just like
you're
to
not
make
like-
sure that I have my makeup on.
Yeah,
and
like
my
you might be a
hair.
bit of a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
where
I
like
mean,
I'm on a
I
road
like-
trip, and
yeah.
and I'm the kind of person like I don't care what the gas station looks like. If I have to go to the bathroom, I'm going.
Poopy?
Anything.
Wow.
Okay, I don't care. If I have to go, I go.
Good for you.
And I do not like dillying in the gas stations. Don't be looking around at tchotchkes or buying pretzels.
Listen to me. I do not shop
Because
in
the
gas
door
stations.
will be no.
Okay, let me just
Driving
make that
down
very
south, the
clear.
gas stations are like supermarkets.
This is true too. No. I mean, I know what I am a very.
I mean, the door literally stays open of the car, and if you're not in it, it's leaving.
I am a decisive person. I think you've recognized that.
Mhm. Now, I do have a person that travels with me quite a bit,
Mm.
and when they start to get like irritated, and I see the back,
Oh, the squirming.
yeah, and so what I do is I take out my psychological cap.
She
And
takes
I-
out the duct tape. I
and
believe
that
that's what the duct
no, I
tape is
couldn't duct
for.
tape this person. Anyway, and then I strike up a very interesting conversation.
Mm.
So it completely diverts their mind about pulling over.
I see.
And it works all the time. I go like another 60, 70 miles. And then they catch on for a second. I'm like, oh my God, we just like passed the best exits to stay at. The next ones aren't for like another hour. So I
Hold
get
it.
like a good 2-3 hours in more.
Use those Kegel muscles.
Mhm.
Squeeze.
There you
I don't
go.
know. See, my husband, I love traveling with my husband because, well, first of all, he has to pee more than I do.
And he
So
sleeps
it's
with you.
Actually better. Well, yeah, that's beside the point. He's driver with benefits.
Exactly.
But he was like, he's very much, if we have to use the facilities, we actually try, and I understand why, like, but we try to, I don't want to say embrace the travel, because I can't stand being in the car.
I can't
But-
believe that.
I like to drive, and when he drives his
Okay.
truck, I am a passenger. So it's kind of boring being a passenger, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, but
anyway,
you're in a big truck like that. You feel comfortable? No?
I don't feel comfortable driving it, but I feel very safe. This thing is,
Yeah.
it's a nice Ford F-150.
Yeah, he almost hit me on the way coming in.
He did.
Yes, he did. He was pulling out. I was pulling in.
Oh my God! He maybe did not see
He was
you.
coming in. No, we waved.
Oh, after he hit
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Oh
After
my
he
God,
almost
my
took me
insurance
out.
just went up. But I mean, I feel safe, but I get bored. I get kind of bored. Like, I don't want to talk to him. I talk to him all the time. But if I have to use the restroom,
That's why God made
or
texting.
we need to just like stretch our legs, I get car, I have to be careful. I'll get motion
Do you?
sickness if I look at my phone too much,
Oh,
or if
okay.
I can't read, or I can't read. Thank God for like Waze.
I can't read a magazine.
Well, I can't read like even maps. Like used to make me sick. So thank God for like GPS and Waze because
They talk to you.
I really do. I try to limit my texting. I mean, sometimes I can do it, but then after a while, like there was that one trip I was texting. When I was going to Virginia, we were texting back and forth a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But after a while, I start to get that queasy, and I'm like, oh, I can't look at this screen anymore. But he's just really good about it. He's not like you, pedal to the metal. We got to get there. We can't stop.
Well,
Why be uncomfortable? Why would you want to make somebody uncomfortable if they?
It's
have
not
to
that
go?
I want. I have a goal.
I don't care.
Like,
Somebody's got to go.
Once I pass that tired mark, like because I will.
That's just the heat ticking. Don't.
Oh,
worry.
okay. I thought it was
The
a
house
bomb.
is not blowing up.
Okay.
No.
Well, I don't know. AJ Perry was just here. So
Please.
no, when I'm driving, I do get tired because I usually leave very early. So I'll get tired for a little bit, and then it passes. And when it passes, I get this
The giddiness.
second jolt.
You're like a toddler that you can't put down for a nap.
There
It's
you
called
go.
overtired.
There, exactly.
Yeah.
But then when I start to see the white little fishies in front of my eyes, then I know it's time to pull over.
Good God, I pulled the wheel from you long before that.
I don't tell people that.
Well, maybe you should pass out Depends to your passengers. Remember that woman, that crazy lady that that shot? Oh, it was horrible. She shot the Congresswoman. Remember, she wore Depends. She put Depends on to travel. Like people use them for that reason, though.
Gifford.
Yeah.
What was her name? Gabby Gifford.
But the woman, right? Didn't she put on?
Yeah.
But I mean, people use Depends for that, so they don't have to stop.
I could never do that.
Go pee in your panties.
I could never do that.
Yeah,
Guys have that.
Say never. No.
Guys have that thing that goes right into the little flask-looking bottle.
It's a funnel, basically.
Yeah.
I have them in the kitchen. I don't know.
You have a funnel?
One time, this is a very embarrassing story. Randy and I were in California, and we had rented a car. And we had to, we don't usually rent cars. We either drive or we just, whatever, taxi, or we just, whatever. Anyway, so we had this car and we had to drive back to LAX. Now, in New Jersey, as you know, there's signs everywhere for the airport. It's really it's really not that hard to find. Well, for whatever reason, we couldn't find the airport.
You couldn't find
So here we are,
LAX.
stuck in traffic, and I have got to pee.
Stuck in traffic in California? Come on.
Unbelievable, right? I have to pee so bad it's not even funny. So I go into the back seat of the car, and I have an empty coffee cup, and I'm going to pee in the coffee cup, right? Totally missed the coffee cup. Pee all over myself.
Oh my God.
My pants are soaking wet. My underpants are soaking wet. I am soaking wet. We had to stop. We went to like a train station. We found the train station. We can't find the
train station,
airport.
but you can't find the airport. Okay.
I had to take my luggage out of the trunk.
No way. Oh
yes,
my God.
and change my pants. I will never forget that. I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the window at like truck drivers looking at me like I'm peeing.
And you had the nerve to snark at me when I said I go to gas
I
stations?
completely. Well, I just wanted to know if you did number 2. Most people will not.
Not.
Do
I
certain-
really.
If you don't,
I really don't have to usually do that on the road.
if you do, you do. Whatever.
I usually don't have to do that.
But
Period.
there are people I know people who absolutely cannot. I used to have a lady that worked for me who would have to go home if she had to do number 2. She could not in a public. And it was public in the sense that it wasn't her home, but it was an office building. And so it was semi-public, I guess.
I know several people in my life and family that will not go anywhere.
Well,
They
that's
would
why
rather have it explode out their ears than go anywhere.
So that's why I was saying that, because sometimes, but for me, I'm like,
No,
you.
it's got.
When-
If I
when
have
na-
to go,
when
it's
nature
going.
calls, I go, hello,
Absolutely.
hello, nature.
There's no
How did we
busy
get on
signal.
This.
I don't know.
Where are we going with this?
It's something about Tom.
You're
It started
going
with Tom Hanks and shit came up. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Well, you're going somewhere. Road trip?
I'm going on a road trip. Yes, actually, one of the chicks are flying the coop this month, and then
this
then that chick over there,
Couple months.
couple.
Yeah, March.
It's going to be here before you know it.
Life is going by very quickly. We have to slow it down just a little bit. If you noticed that you commented that I threw up Christmas in this house.
You
but
did, and it's all gone now. Now I'm all
almost.
crying.
There's just a couple boxes that I just
Sad.
because it's such a pain in the ass. I love it. Now I understand why people who have money to burn actually have people come in. They decorate.
Yeah, but that. Can I just say something that irritates me though?
But then they pack it up and they take it away. That's part of the problem here.
Yeah, but
is
the
the
whole fun
packing.
about I know putting away is the nasty
The whole
part.
fun of
But
what?
the whole fun of Christmas is decorating.
The whole what?
Fun of
That's
Christmas.
the word you choose to
Yes.
use? Fun? Okay.
It is fun to decorate. Taking it
It is
down,
fun
I
to
understand.
decorate. Taking it down is there's two things. One is
That's
the
what gets you in the
pain
mood for
and two,
Christmas.
it's sad.
It's very sad taking it
But
down.
time is it's now January.
All
It
the
was-
stores are still lit up all over the place,
all the stores are
and a lot of houses by me are lit up.
still.
Oh yes,
Still, come on, really?
yes,
January.
and up
what's today,
north,
the
my
15th?
mother's town Christmas tree is still lit.
What?
Yep. Well, literally until January 25th. Some tell me that
Because
it's a month old.
Oh. Well, I think for some people it depends on when you put your tree up. When I was driving through Shrewsbury, New Jersey,
Shrewsbury.
like 2 days after Christmas, there were trees in the road already.
No, Red Bank's had them out for like 3 weeks now. But you know what happened when we
No,
had
but
that wind?
2 days after Christmas.
Yeah.
Who does that?
Out, and the trees were
Why?
gorgeous.
But
They weren't
why?
even like dead. They were beautiful. They looked like they were
Is
just
there
in the
something?
sand.
Isn't there something?
It must be an ordinance in the Red Bank, Shrewsbury area because all the trees were out, and I literally counted everybody's tree was out. It was like put your tree out now, or you're never getting rid of it.
I thought that was really sad, though. Like you
See
had it-
down by me, down by the shore, you can bring them to the tennis court. You can bring them to the bay. They collect them and they make what do you call it for the dunes.
Well,
So we'll take them at any time.
I saw something that some of the zoo animals eat them. I think it was
Yes.
Popcorn Park Zoo was looking for.
So when mine comes down on Valentine's Day, I will
Is
still be
your
able.
tree still up?
Absolutely. Oh, sorry, I don't curse usually. I'm a nice Catholic
Your
girl.
real tree is still up
My real tree is still up,
and still decorated.
still decorated.
Come on.
Yep.
When did you put that tree up?
The day after Thanksgiving.
And you're still watering it, obviously, or it would be dead. You're not
Nope.
watering it.
Nope, it still has the same water in there. And
Oh, okay.
It's
well,
lovely.
So it's not taking on any water.
No,
It's dead.
it is not dead. It's beautiful.
Well, if it was alive, it would be taking in water. It would be sucking up the water.
Well, look, it looks good. Okay.
Oh my God!
At night when I'm watching TV and the lights
you
are sparkling,
still light the tree.
the light goes on every night. So does the outside light.
So let's be honest. You're just too lazy to
Absolutely
take the
not.
decorations
No,
down.
no. I don't want them to come down. And speaking of where I'm going to
I'm still
the
on the
go-
tree thing.
the Golden Arrow Lakeside Resort in Lake Placid. And I believe I was up there this time, either last year or the year before, and it was still decorated for Christmas. So fingers crossed.
Oh,
please.
Well, I hope so. For
I
your
hope it
sake,
is,
because
yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and I love
So
that.
it's not cold enough here. Today it was like 12.
No, it wasn't. It was 40 degrees today.
When I drove to Tom's River this morning, it was 12.
That was early in the morning.
But it
though.
was 12.
No, well,
that
here
was
this
cold.
is one of the reasons why I'm going. The number one, this resort is unbelievable.
Look, a dog.
Oh, another one.
Huh.
Do you just keep mating them in here?
somebody else just showed up.
It's an amazing resort, but here's my feeling. If I can't get the snow to come to me, I go to the snow. However,
I like that better.
this weekend, we're getting snow here. This happens every time I go to Lake Placid.
That's like when you're in a restaurant and you go to the bathroom, your food comes.
Exactly.
So that's what you have to do. So stay home so we don't get a snowstorm.
And also, I have to tell you this, that the snow that you guys are going to get while I'm up there is going to be 5 times worse up there.
Good.
So there's a good possibility of me getting stranded up there for 2 extra days.
Just
Because Uber?
just call us. Call. Say hi. Are you driving or is somebody driving you?
You know, seriously? Somebody driving me?
Well, you could be. You're going with friends. You're obviously not going alone. Is it possible? that
I
somebody
am
else is
always the driver. You know me. I can't have anybody drive
driving? Except
me
for
anywhere.
me, I drive when we go together.
Yeah, but you I trust because you're a very safe driver.
Yes,
You're fast,
I do,
but safe.
I am fast, but
Yeah.
I do, and I'll stop if you have to go. You've never asked to stop, but I would stop for you.
I don't think I've ever had to go
No,
because we always went before we left.
listen to it, like 2-year-olds.
Seriously, we
Well, I'm
did.
excited for you though to go away.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. And you know, what the shift chicks are now going to do is that when one of us is on an assignment like this, when you go to
I
Savannah,
think it's called vacation, but okay.
we're going on assignment. I like that
She's going
better.
on
It sounds more
assignments. This
more professional.
Assignment snowboard.
Right. What we're going to do is we're going to let our audience know where we are and what we're doing,
Yeah.
and Skype in,
Yes.
phone in, call in.
Yes.
So you might have to keep listening because you never know when we
You
might
never know
pop
when
on.
we might show up.
Exactly.
No, I like that. I'm excited for you.
There's a lot of great restaurants up there. Snowboarding is great.
So it's absolutely, you know what? I haven't been quite as far up as that, though I've been upstate New York and, of course, and Vermont and, you know, like right at the edge there. It's just, there's something magical. See, I know you think I don't like snow because every time you post something about snow, yay, I go nay. But that's only because in this area, and you have to admit, its beauty lasts as long as.
Oh, yeah. As soon as the cars and the race
and
starts
then
coming.
once the cars start and the traffic and it snarls everything, you don't get to enjoy it.
No.
But where you're going and when you go to a place that's a resort for snow, that's when you can have fun and love it.
And also they're very well.
Snow angels. And
they're very well prepared for it. I mean, it could be like, it could literally be snowing for 2 days straight and it could already have 12 inches on the ground. Okay. But you don't even know it because they're so
that's
prepared.
Their thing. They know
Yeah.
what to
I
do.
mean, the lake freezes like in October, November.
Wow.
It doesn't thaw out until May, sometimes June.
Wow.
And they don't use salt, they use sand.
Oh.
So no matter where you go, there's no slipping, there's no sliding. The sidewalks are always clear, but it's beautiful. And the mountains are gorgeous. But I have to tell you, another place that's beautiful is the beach when it snows. It's so beautiful.
It's so cool, isn't it?
It is.
There's
You just
something
can't believe it.
The ocean is still rolling along, and the beach
I love when the
has-
snow meets the foam of the ocean.
It's amazing.
It's like
I have
beautiful.
to give you that.
Yeah,
I think
it really
that's
is.
beautiful too. But no, I'm excited for you. We have not been on a winter snow vacation in a while. A few years ago, I went with a group of people to, where did I go? Somewhere in Vermont. It's just the problem is you have to go north, and it was a long ride, it was kind of a comedy of errors because I haven't been on skis in a long time. I'm not a snowboarder. If anything, I'm a skier, and
That's
and
harder.
to call myself a skier is actually a joke. I'm more of a faller. I'm actually more of a snow bunny. And but you know what? It's just somehow you're cold, but you're having a wonderful time, and there. Just like we talk about, like the Currier and Ives idea of Christmas. It's
picturesque.
very much so in a ski resort or whatever, right?
And it's so
you've got
nice.
Your hot chocolate or your drinks by the fireplace, and everything is just geared for
Yeah.
like that rustic,
It totally is.
woodsy, cabiny. Feeling, all the hotels.
Even this resort that I'm going to, the Golden Arrow. When you walk in the lobby, there's the whole entire wall is glass windows outside to the frozen lake, where you see the dog sledding going on and the toboggans coming down out of the chute. I mean, it's like, oh my God. And then these beautiful mountains. This is just the lobby. It's like, and it's like a postcard.
Yeah.
You know?
Good for you. Well, make sure that we'll schedule.
Oh,
something.
we're gonna be in contact. Absolutely.
Are they expecting you? Do
They're expecting us.
They know you're coming.
They-
How many people
and-
going with a bunch of people? A group?
No, not really. It's gonna be a very small.
That's
small.
nice.
Yeah. Last time it was
You had
huge.
a few.
Yeah.
You had a big group.
Yeah. And now because I go up there so often, I've made so many friends up there, and everybody knows up there. They know the show. They listen.
Well, say hello. Say hey.
Yeah, so we're gonna Skype some shifters on to say hello.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I would
Yeah.
love that. Well, and then in 2 months for my birthday, March 8th, just in case anyone wants to keep track, I will be in Savannah. Not Savannah.
Savannah, no. Come on,
And,
you're supposed to do it.
I'm excited, and thank you for some suggestions.
Yeah, you have
The
to go.
one thing I have to say that's freaking me out is this parking situation because we are driving, and
Right.
I don't.
I told you
understand-
what to do.
but I don't. What?
Park on the outskirts and Uber into your hotel.
Uber. But the point, I want the truck to be safe. But
Yeah,
aside,
no, there are.
aside from that, but I mean, I'm just amazed at the fact that one hotel, and these are very well known.
That irritates
hotels.
me so badly.
One hotel will be $25 a day,
Mhm.
which okay, it is what it is. Another hotel is $35, and the one hotel that I was actually interested in staying at wants $42
Take a hike.
day. No, but why? I can understand charging more for your facility because I expect amenities and I expect the top of the line this or whatever. But what has your parking spot got any better than the other parking spot has?
It has nothing more, and they only have
you
X amount of rooms, so they only have X amount of parking spots. So it's not like you're paying for like some special parking
Well, that's
spot.
what I'm trying to say.
Like, what are you
gonna
paying
wash
for?
The car every day
Yeah,
for us
like, what
and
happens?
whatever. But the other side of it is, I saw a couple places that said that an oversized vehicle, probably like the truck, won't even fit.
Are you
so we're
kidding
gonna
me?
wind up, yeah. So I just,
Well, New York is like $60 if you stay in a hotel.
which is
Parking fine.
ridiculous when you're paying close to $300 a night. You really,
Well, first of all,
what the
come
hell?
stay at my hotel, and then pay me to park there.
Yeah,
I don't get
I
that.
know.
I
I'm
really
having
don't.
a
get
problem with this, but
I have a problem with that with sporting events too. You buy this astronomical ticket for a game,
Yeah,
and if you don't have season tickets or a parking pass, which I did, but a lot of people I know didn't, you have to pay to park in the parking lot. I already bought the ticket to go and see the game. Why do I have to pay to park?
well, or how about this? I don't like feeling like I'm nickeled and dimed. So
Yeah.
let's put a package together. And,
Right,
and
just give me
a
that
price.
full
Give me
price.
one price, and don't even tell me. Just
Well,
make it look like I'm getting a deal.
It's the
and I'll
same
feel
thing
like
with
an idiot.
Florida hotels. I don't know if I really don't know
I haven't been
what the
down there in a
rules
long
are
time.
in Georgia, but like
Georgia.
some people
Georgia.
some people would go to the resorts in Orlando, and how much what is your room rate? Let's take 200 for example. When they checked out, it was like 305. There was the sales tax and the state tax and the government
Always.
tax and your sister's ass's tax, and it's like, what just happened?
Yeah.
But can you imagine like a poor family who calls up for a rate and they think they're paying $200 and they leave and their bill's 305?
Well, technically, if you're doing anything, I mean, it's full disclosure online, and that's the other.
Yeah, but
side.
they don't do it
Some
on-
these-
a lot of them
not only-
don't do it
Not
online.
only it's like city tax on top of state
That's what I'm
tax. I
saying.
mean,
And then,
it's just-
excuse me, I forgot about the hospitality tax.
yeah,
what the hell
or
is that?
Yeah, that's the greeter.
I know what
That's
it is,
the
but
greeter
I'm
at
just
the
like, are
door.
you freaking kidding me?
That's the greeter. I don't know. It gets to be. Listen,
And then you got to tip everybody.
if you.
They bring you your car, you got to tip them.
You know,
Bring the car back in, you got to
Hey,
tip them
thank
again.
goodness you're not flying at this point. How would you like to wait it? Let me tell you something, okay? Right now, you'd have to have a reason, a really good reason for me to get on an airplane. When
Seriously.
you've got TSA workers who are not getting paid,
They're not doing
the
their
air
job either.
traffic.
I'm freaked out about
I'm not
that.
even worried about them as much as I am. The air traffic
Yeah.
controllers, okay? God bless these people. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If that's not
Get
a
it.
stressful enough job at 16-hour days and all
And
these
not
things that
getting
they do,
paid.
now you're not actually getting paid. There is something really wrong here.
I just have to say one thing. I don't think it's right. But did you see what Hollywood is proposing to do?
Hollywood?
Yeah.
What?
And
they
I
don't pay
wrote-
the bill?
I was like, please do.
What?
They are proposing until this government shutdown stops that they're going to go on strike. And I'm like, yes!
Oh my
go
God!
on strike. I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Who-
but how about
is
this?
that all it took to make you people go away?
So wait, both of us were glued to the television set this past weekend for football and all of the good stuff. Do you follow college football at all?
No, not
Okay.
at all.
Well, apparently the Clemson
Yeah.
Tigers apparently won.
Mhm.
Whatever. Okay, and they went to the White House.
Yep.
Now you go to the White House. What do you think? And I think of Forrest Gump in the movie, like
Mm-hmm.
when he had the Dr Peppers or whatever. Fast food because the chefs. I didn't know that. Did you know that they were on furlough?
Oh, that's why he did it?
Yes, he paid big effing deal. He paid out of his pocket for like burgers and pizza and all these fast food because a lot of the White House cooking
I didn't know that was
staff
the reason.
is furloughed.
I thought he did it because they were football players, and that's
No.
what they wanted.
No, you don't go to the White House for White Castle. It's the White House,
Listen.
not White Castle.
See,
What is
somebody
happening?
like me,
You'd
I
love
would, yeah, that
No,
would be right up my
That's
alley.
not why they're there. I'm sorry. Come on. It's gotten.
They were
ridiculous.
all smiles, and they were like,
I just think it's funny and ridiculous all the same. But honestly,
But
I
you
have
know
to
what?
be honest and tell you, it's getting. Listen,
no, it's
getting
bad.
dangerous. Okay,
It's getting
the
bad.
very things that we are supposed to be, we're fighting about to be protected for, could happen. I am a nerve. I'm not flying in the near future, but the lines are very very
Mm-hmm.
long. I'm really. I got to be honest and tell you, what we're asking of people is ridiculous.
No, it's getting hard.
Doesn't it make him a little nervous that the Secret Services are some of those people that aren't getting paid? If you start seeing Secret Service agents tying their shoes
He's
a lot
Superman.
more,
Come on now.
Listen, let's
Listen,
not go
what?
there.
Listen,
I-
listen. He just needs to do
This
the
is
executive
ridiculous.
order. He just needs to do what
Open
everybody knows. What he's eventually going to do. He's going to bring the military down there. The military is going to pay for the wall, and they're going to build the wall. Just do
is
it
the
already.
most
But if the friggin' Democrats would
ridiculous-
just stop
No,
already,
I don't even. I'm
take a
not gonna,
breath, build a friggin' wall. Just build a wall. And by the way, while you're ending it down by San Diego, just bring it all the way up.
This is not China the Great.
Bring it
Wall.
all the way up
My heart
to
is
that other state. Bring it all the way up.
breaking. I just don't like it. I don't like it.
You
It's
don't like
getting
it.
dangerous. Okay, The first person that dies of some kind of food poisoning or some kind of romaine thing or some other thing, because I
Well,
think
what
the
if you
FD
walked out your
I
door
think-
right
I
now
think
and the MS-13 gang was out there waiting for you?
That's not
That's them. That's them coming over from Honduras and Ecuador and every place else.
really to Ocean Township.
Oh, yeah.
think?
Oh, they're in Long Island, the nice part of Long Island.
Okay, but there's a better chance that romaine lettuce.
Listen,
is gonna
anybody
hurt
that can go in the
somebody.
friggin' DMV and get their license without 6 points, and I can't,
Yeah,
I
how
don't
is-
want them
I know,
here.
I understand that though. How is that possible?
I don't know, but next door to me,
Yes.
okay, I just want to tell you this. No, I'm not going to say where I live because then they'll know who it is. But a woman is getting her garage done and a room built in the back onto the garage, probably a safe room. And one white man shows up. He leaves, and then there are 25 little wonderful
Non-white men?
workers that are brown. I don't know if they're Mexican, I don't know what they are. He comes every Wednesday and hands out a TD envelope with cash in it.
The white man?
The white man gets back in his truck and leaves, and they're all very happy. They don't speak a word of English. They're making money off the books. They're taking away jobs from other
American
people.
way?
Yeah, it's the American way, all right. Build the frigging wall now.
Open the government now.
Well, if the Democrats would give him the money and let him do what he wants to do. Listen, I can pull you up videos right now of Obama doing this same speech, okay, about how unsecure this country is, about how dangerous it's going to be if we keep letting Border Patrol get out of control and if we do not build a wall. President Clinton, prior to Obama and Bush, said the same thing, the whole speech. We need a wall.
I'm not disagreeing with the concept of a border. That's not the problem. That really isn't the issue for me. The issue for me is, can you imagine the slap in the face of a paycheck that's all zeros?
No, that's another whole whole story. But
and
it's
by
a
the way,
very
you know what?
easy solution to that.
But I'm just saying, like, I think we should just. I feel
Their
for the
paychecks are going to be zero anyway. If you let all those people in, all the money's going to be
I feel
gone anyway.
These people are hardworking people,
Not all of them.
living paycheck to paycheck.
Oh,
A
the
lot of
people
Yeah.
here in America. Oh, yeah. Okay.
I just don't think it's right.
No,
I'm
it's
sorry,
not right.
It's not right.
It's absolutely
and now
not right.
it's getting dangerous. Okay, and until
People have mortgages to pay.
Something is going to happen. Something is going to happen, whether it be
Well, God forbid.
and it's going to get and even if it's not related. Do you realize that if there were some type of tragedy right now in the air, somehow it would, whether it had anything to do with air traffic control or not, you realize that that's where it would lead
Of
back
course.
to. Okay?
Well, everything goes back to him.
Okay.
So it does make a difference.
But the odds get greater
Mhm.
when people's morale are down.
Absolutely.
Okay. I don't work for free. Well, no.
Who said?
Seriously, though. So I just think that we need to put an end to that. We just need to put an end to that because it's almost time for This Is Us.
Oh, my God. It's 8:07.
It's 8:07, so we have to get ready because
And I had so much more to say.
Oh well, go ahead.
No, I'm teasing. I'm kidding.
But my biggest worry for you is I'm happy you're traveling, but A Million Little Things is Thursday.
I know. I'm going to have to sneak away for an hour somewhere, and
I won't.
it goes
tell-
on at
well, you can
10,
get on
10 to
demand.
11.
Yeah.
No, I have to see it. That is my favorite show of all time, next to General Hospital.
Where's This Is Us in there? Second, third, nothing.
Yeah, it's one there second.
Well, now that Dirty John is over, I'm going to have to replace it. There's a couple of shows that are out there that I've heard of.
There's
Yeah,
another
we have to
couple
look
of
for some
limited series
yeah.
coming out.
There's some weird ones that I've watched in the last couple of weeks. I'm going to get a Roku stick. BJ's has it for $29.
What's the difference between the Fire Stick and the Roku
I
Stick?
only
The
have
same.
one of the Fire Sticks, so I need to get.
Oh, you want
something
another
else.
one? Okay.
I have more TVs that are not smart. Apparently, I don't raise smart TVs. I need to.
Well, we have a smart setup here.
We have a pretty good. We have a rolling podcast. We are kind of a rolling podcast. Well, this has been nice to see you,
Yes, and you as well.
and this has been very. Joel was.
I'll bring you
fabulous.
back some yellow
Greg,
snow.
Greg, I have my own. We make our own yellow
I know
snow
you,
here, by the way.
you produce it
and
in
I'm
the
not
back.
talking about snow cones, but if anybody's interested in yellow snow, I take the. And actually, what I'd like is some listener suggestions because I really don't. I love our vet. I love where I go.
Yeah, you do.
I really do. They
And you say
they
he's cute too, right?
Oh, let me just say, I'll put it out there because he may be listening. Dr. Campbell of Oakhurst Veterinary Hospital. He is the original Dr. McDreamy. Woof.
Okay, if he's not listening, you need to send him this podcast.
I will. I already told him today. I saw him today. I haven't seen him in a while. We've been with him a long time.
And Randy, if you're listening, it's the
He
wine
knows.
talking.
He
Oh, okay.
knows. I think he has a man crush now. He's just a great guy. And you know, I watch this show on Saturday mornings called Vets Saving Pets.
Oh, really?
And
Is that like Doctors
well,
Without
see how
Borders?
Saturday morning is like
All
it's
those
on
shows,
On
yeah.
ABC, it's NBC. It's The More You Know, and they're kind of like the educational shows, but they're not quite like they used to be. And this is about a emergency vet clinic in Canada.
Okay.
And so, of course, you get to know the surgeons and certain specialties and stuff. And what amazes me about the show is people bring their animals in, and of course, they have all kinds of things wrong with them, and of course, they need all kinds of testing. And not one person on the entire show says, "Well, how much is it?"
Oh, of course.
Okay,
not.
because if they found out how much it was,
Yeah.
you'd have to have
Mhm.
human people coming and saving them. You'd have to have EMTs coming to save the
Oh my
people for
God.
the passing out because it's so expensive. But the truth of the matter is that veterinarians have to know more medicine than the average human doctor.
Yes, that is very true.
They know dogs, cats, all kinds of little animals in between from head to toe versus a human, like most surgeons, you can have general surgeons, right?
Right.
But then you have very specific body part doctors. These guys have to know like a lot.
Well, like
It's
do
harder to get
veterinarians
into vet
are
school.
veterinarians like gynecologists on a dog? Do they have to go there
They
sometimes?
do everything.
So like
They clean their from their
Harlow
cleaning.
has to have a vaginal checkup,
No, she was fixed.
but
No.
still could be something wrong there.
Well, I guess only if there's something wrong. I don't. I'm present for all.
So could you
exams.
go-
I just want you to know.
so
I never
could
leave
your-
my dog alone without.
So
without the
your
vet.
Dr. McDreamy
Oh, he
could
is.
give you an exam and Harlow exam at the same time.
I don't know where you're going with this. But
Well, you
I'm-
said he
I'm
he
not
has to
gonna
know
go-
all aspects of the body parts.
I'm sure.
Well,
I'm sure he's been there before. Not
has
for
he?
me.
Oh, okay.
No, but I'm just
you
saying,
just I was going
I'm
to
sure he's
say.
explored that body part now. Yeah, well, some things are very similar to people. Though we still only have 2 nipples, and dogs will have
They get more when they have babies.
right.
Though.
But I'm just saying, humans, you could have.
Actually, I went to. Well, maybe
Please
I
don't
should
tell
say.
me you went to school with a woman that had like 5 nipples.
I did 4, 2 on each. Actually, you went to school with her too. Excuse me. You just didn't know her.
How do you know that? What you know that? I don't want to know why you know that.
I don't know it. Everybody knew it.
Oh, that's
I think it
horrible.
was discovered in gym class.
That's sad. I'm sure that poor person.
No,
was-
actually, I think she got more action from it. Tell you the truth.
Oh my goodness.
She
my
got. They wanted to check it out and see that. Yeah, so I guess she got more action than the rest of us.
Wow. Can you imagine when it was cold out?
Wow.
Pierce a hole in that shirt.
Talk about high beams. The lights were on.
High beams and fog lights all at the same time.
No, this is a true story.
Oh,
And she was
wow.
only a year older than you, so you hadn't. She was. I can never say her name.
Oh God, no.
God, if she's listening, she knows who she is, and I'm so sorry. It's not funny, but you were very interesting to talk about. So people were talking about you, and if they're talking about you, it's good.
It depends.
They were talking good about her. They weren't talking bad about her.
Yeah, well,
Listen, it's better than being born with male and female parts.
was that hermaphrodite or was it called something? Right?
No, doesn't that one not like have anything?
Oh,
Isn't that like a Wayne Newton kind of a guy?
oh wait.
He's got like nothing there.
He's still there. He's still around.
He's still there.
He's still around.
Oh God! You made my
I made your
earbud fall.
earbud fall off.
You made
No,
my
but he's
earbud
still-
pop
I
out.
was surprised to know that. Every once in a while, I will see something on Facebook or some site that somebody's having a show or they're doing an interview, and I'm like, they're still alive.
I know,
like, I
right?
was like shocked.
You can't believe it, right? You thought they died like 10 years ago.
I know. I saw something about Pat Boone. His wife passed away.
Yeah, his wife passed
recently.
away.
Is he still alive?
He's still.
I don't even know.
You know what? But didn't his daughter die?
I don't know.
Debbie Boone. This wine's getting to me now. I don't really know. Debbie
Isn't
Boone.
Debbie Boone the one that sings? That's those. No,
That love song.
you feel.
Yeah, you.
Oh.
Not you fill up my heart. You fill up my.
No, I'm thinking of
God.
John Denver. Suddenly, John Denver. Philip,
Ew, I hate him.
Oh, stop! He's dead.
I don't care.
Stop! You don't speak ill of the dead.
Oh, look who's talking. Oh my God. Zombie apocalypse.
No, but Seriously. Yeah, I just saw that she passed away.
And you know what they keep putting on Facebook? Jack Klugman, dead at 90 years old. He died 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Why do they keep doing that?
Did you watch The Odd Couple when it was on TV?
No, that was the most irritating show I've ever seen in my entire life.
Did you ever see, what else was he famous for, though?
Jack Klugman?
Yeah, he did other shows.
Wasn't he Broadway-ish, though? Oh, no, he did that detective show. Yes, he was a detective. What the frig was the name of that show?
I think I know what you're talking about.
We were like 2 years old when he had the
And then there was
show.
another show that was on Columbo.
Oh, Columbo. Everybody loves Columbo.
He was such a
He's actually that real way in life.
Yeah, he was with the cigar
Yeah.
and like the.
But he always got it. He always
Of course
knew
he
exactly
did.
what was
And
going
then
on.
I was thinking like Telly Savalas,
Oh, God.
Kojak with the lollipop. He was like I think him.
Those are like my Nan and Grandpa's favorite shows.
He was one of the original sexy. Yul Brynner, I think, was the first sexy bald man.
You think?
King and I, remember Yul Brynner?
Yeah, didn't like him.
I'm just
Don't like him.
Why am I not surprised? But I'm
Give me
just thinking,
somebody that I like, will you?
oh, I don't know who you like.
Shoot me somebody I
Do
like.
you like bald men?
Bald
boy.
where?
Oh, I'm not gonna. You know what?
On the head?
I think it's time. You know what? Here's what we have to do. We have to go down. We have to go down the stairs, and we have to bring up all the tissues because it's almost time for This Is Us.
Oh,
And you know how this
for
goes.
you.
Wine and tissues,
Oh God, red wine makes you very melancholy to begin with.
and then and puffs.
Why
Puff,
do you want to leave?
Because it's that time.
Time to go out there and make shift happen.